What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Bo Nickal reveals next UFC fight. After rattling off 5 straight wins to start his professional MMA career, fans are eagerly awaiting the return of Bo Nickal after his latest victory over Val Woodburn. With the new year right around the corner, Nickal recently made an appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, where he spoke about his next fight. While many are eager to see him compete against a top 15 ranked fighter, the NCAA legend believes that after just 2 years of training, there's nothing wrong with taking his time and fighting 1 or 2 more opponents before setting his sights on the top 15.
So no opponent yet, but I'm going to fight UFC 300.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm fired up. That's going to be fun. So my goal for this next fight is, just whoever they give me. I'm still on my first contract, so I kind of want to fight this out and then see as it goes. But I would
How many fights are in that contract?
I have 2 left.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was 4. So I would like to fight this fight, and then my next fight, I would like to get somebody that's maybe right outside the rankings, right in there, like in the mix, and then hopefully that'll be ideally like July, and then I'll at least get 1 more next year, maybe 2.
Well, Dana White ended up announcing Bo Nickal's fight last night after Joe Rogan's podcast aired with Bo Nickal. Dana White revealed that Bo Nickal will fight at UFC 300 against Cody Brundage. How do you see this fight playing out? Next up, let's take a look at Belal Muhammad slams Leon Edwards. Belal Muhammad isn't happy with the question mark hanging over the welterweight title picture. The way he and many members of the MMA community see things, he has earned a crack at the belt after rattling off 10 straight wins. Speaking in an interview with MMA Fighting, he took aim at the champ.
Honestly, that's what pisses me off the most about him, and that's what's making me dislike him the most, is not even the fact that we fought and he's the one who committed the foul. He's the one who eye poked me. I'm the one who took the fight on 3 weeks' notice so he could have a fight. And you're the one who committed that act. I don't really care about that anymore. Now we're looking at just stats. Like, I'm on a 10-fight unbeaten streak. You were on a 10-fight unbeaten. You were on a 9-fight unbeaten streak when you were waiting for your title shot, and everybody was brushing you off, and you know how it feels like to get brushed off like that.
The champ was quick to fire back on social media, indicating that he's already told the UFC he's willing to fight the streaking contender, writing, "LOL, Belal, calm down, son. You're the least intimidating person in the organization. I already told the UFC I don't mind. I'll fight you next. That's easy work. You just have to figure out why they hate you so much." Muhammad then fired back at both Edwards and his coach, who suggested Gilbert Burns potentially get the next crack at the title, writing, "If I'm least intimidating, why are you intimidated? You should be jumping at this fight if I'm easy work. You and your coach know I'll work you, son." From the sounds of things, the ball is in the UFC's court. With both fighters willing to throw down, it's simply a matter of when. Next up, let's take a look at Dana White breaks silence on UFC 300. With the historic UFC 300 card right around the corner in the new year, the MMA community has continued to speculate as to what fights could be added to the card given the promotion's current schedule in the new year. This week, UFC CEO Dana White broke his silence on the situation during a recent Instagram Live, where he revealed that he plans to announce some of the UFC 300 cards sooner rather than later.
I will be announcing the 300 card soon, very soon. Not the whole card, some of it. But yeah, so get ready for that too.
As previously mentioned, Bo Nickal has already indicated that he will compete on the card. In addition, light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira recently seemed to tease a potential fight at UFC 300 on his Instagram story, cryptically writing 30 plus 300 equals 3. Pereira wasn't the only one to get fans worked up about a potential announcement. Former champ Conor McGregor also shared a since-deleted picture of an octagon being constructed along with the caption, "Champ, Champ, Camp." The announcement of UFC 300 came quicker than expected. Dana White went live last night and announced 3 fights for UFC 300. Dana White revealed,
"Now, what everybody's been waiting for. No main events or anything like that, but I will tell you April 13th. UFC 300, number 2 ranked Yuri Prohaska versus number 5 ranked Alexander Rakic. Former bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling moves up to featherweight to face number 7 ranked Calvin Kattar, and the return of Bo Nickal. He hasn't lost a fight in 5. He's got 5 wins, all coming by finish. He's 5-0, and he is taking on Cody Brundage. Brundage's last 4 fights, his last 4 wins, have all come by first round finish. So, that is the lineup I have for you guys right now. I'll have more coming after the new year. Merry Christmas, and have a happy holiday, everybody.
The MMA community is speculating these to be all prelim fights for UFC 300, but nothing has been confirmed yet. Now, let's shift gears and take a look at Israel Adesanya trolls Alex Pereira with video. Although Alex Pereira recently indicated that he has moved on from a potential trilogy fight with Israel Adesanya, the former middleweight champion recently stoked the flames of the rivalry by sharing a Mortal Kombat-style edit of his UFC 287 knockout win over his longtime rival. So far, there's been no words as to when Adesanya will return to the octagon after his stunning loss to Sean Strickland. After previously indicating that he may not return until 2027, there's been little news regarding when his next fight could be. Although Pereira called Adesanya out after his recent win over Jiří Procházka, Dana White has indicated that the next fight for the light heavyweight champ will likely be a clash with former champion Jamahal Hill, when Hill is ready to return to the octagon. With Sean Strickland set to compete against Dricus du Plessis in the new year, the landscape of the middleweight division could look quite different once Adesanya returns. Next, let's take a look at MMA community praises Paddy Pimblett after UFC 296 win. After Paddy Pimblett's fight with Jared Gordon, the streaking Scouser found himself on the receiving end of quite a bit of criticism for being dismissive of the fight being close. Since then, however, he has admitted that the fight may have been closer than he thought in the moments following the 3-round scrap. Following his recent win over Tony Ferguson, bantamweight contender Corey Sandhagen revealed that he feels as though the baddie has found the balance between confidence and arrogance.
I like him. I like his character. I think he teeters on confidence and arrogance, which is a compliment. Like, I think that he's kind of found that really nice spot where I don't look at the guy and be like, oh, this is the most arrogant POS in the entire world, but I'm also not like, oh, this is the, most humble dude in the world. So I kind of like where he lands on that spectrum of, confidence and arrogance. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting.
While many were hoping that after missing significant time as a result of the ankle injury, Pimblett would be quick to jump back into the swing of things in the new year, but that won't be the case. With twins due right around the time of UFC 300, the baddie has indicated that he's likely to return over the summer on the rumored Manchester card. Next, let's take a look at Colby Covington reveals plans after UFC. Following his lopsided defeat to Leon Edwards in the main event of UFC 296, Colby Covington has his sights set on a bout with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Despite that, many have wondered what the future may hold for the former interim champ after going 0-3 in undisputed title fights. During a recent appearance on the PBD podcast, Covington shot down talk of his retirement. In addition, he also shed light on what the future could hold post-retirement.
I still know I'm one of the best fighters in the world. I just went 5 rounds with the supposed champion, who was supposed to just completely decimate me, and it was a very competitive fight. Could have went either way. So, I know that I am more than just a fighter, though. I'm not just a fighter that shows up and fights in the octagon. That's not all I can do. I'm smarter than that. I can use my mind, and I have intellect to be able to navigate the waters and get me where I want to go in life. But I haven't thought about it. I do want to get into politics one day because I want to fight for what I believe in. I want to get into Congress, maybe Senate, maybe something like that. Maybe be the governor of Florida. That would be my ultimate dream, to be the governor of this state.
Get out of here. I'd vote for you.
The way Chael Sonnen sees things, at almost 36 years old, Covington may not want to climb the welterweight ladder again. As a result, he feels as though the former interim champ could wind up retiring. During the UFC 296 post-fight show, he shared his thoughts.
I don't know where his heart is at to go up that mountain as many times as he did. Look, Colby's career is a riddle. He's had 3 world title fights. He was an interim champion. He never lost. He woke up one day, he wasn't the interim champion. He fought the reigning BMF champion, dominated him, and never became the BMF champion. I think that there's some real frustrations, and I just don't know. I don't know if he wants to start over, John. That's the hard truth. I don't know that we see Colby Covington again.
After his latest loss, it'll be interesting to see what the future holds for Covington in the year ahead. Next, let's take a look at UFC Fighters Removed from roster. Heading into the new year, the automated UFC roster track account caught 2 notable changes to the UFC roster. According to the account, both Parker Porter and Shannon Ross have been removed from the UFC's roster. Porter was fresh off a loss to Junior Tafa back in August in Singapore. The loss dropped Porter to 1-2 in his past 3 fights and extended his UFC record to 4-4. His time with the promotion was an up and down one, with the heavyweight dropping his debut at UFC 252 to Chris Daukaus before rattling off 3 wins. Since then, he's gone just 1-3, resulting in the UFC releasing him. In addition, the Turkish delight Shannon Ross has also reportedly been handed his walking papers as well, amid a 4-fight skid. After losing on Dana White's Contender Series in 2022, he wound up making his promotional debut at UFC 284, where he lost to Clayton Rodriguez. marking the first of his 3 losses in 2023. After then suffering another first-round knockout at UFC 290, he was finished by Young Sung Park earlier this month, signaling the end of his UFC run. With the new year right around the corner, it'll be interesting to see if the UFC clears out more space on the roster before jumping into the swing of things in 2024. Joe Rogan sends a warning to all fighters who are fighting outside of the UFC. He claims that all fighters who aren't in the UFC are wasting their time and that nobody is watching the other promotions like PFL or Bellator. Here's what he had to say on his recent podcast with Bo Nickal.
I'm very happy that you decided to go with the UFC. Because no disrespect to the other organizations, there's very good fighters in the other organizations, but I often feel like they're wasting their career. Because I see these elite fighters that are fighting in Bellator and PFL, and I'm like, hey guys, no one's watching.
I know.
You know, I mean, some people are watching, you're getting a little bit of a fan base. I don't want to disrespect.
Right.
But there's a reality, and that, you know, there's the XFL, there's the CFL, and then there's the fucking NFL.
Yep.
And if you're not in the fucking NFL, are you really playing football? You know what I'm saying?
That's how I feel.
That's just how it is, man. If you're the UFC champ, you're the fucking man.
Exactly.
If you're the Bellator champ, I respect the shit out of those guys. I love them.
There's nothing like a UFC fight. Like the production, everything that goes into it, the eyes, that's where I need to be competing.
The promotion.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's incredible.
If you're a UFC champion, the promotion is just unparalleled. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody knows who you are when you're the UFC champion.
You know, I think that it's important for people to understand, you know, maybe these other organizations will pay you a little more, but the marketing dollars that the UFC puts into a guy just by, you know, the way they push him or the way that where they put you on the cards, this and that, like that's worth so much. And look at an NFL running back or NFL quarterback, like a lot of these guys get big endorsement deals from Bose or Nike or whatever, and you could be just as good if you're not playing the NFL. You're not getting that.
Right.
Like, if you're not in the UFC, like all these marketing deals, all these endorsements, like those aren't really going to be available to you.
Right.
You know, it's the platform.
Top comments. Belal is such a boring fight, but I guess it can't be worse than Colby's performance. Doubles his strikes thrown, and yet Leon had a higher strikes landed percentage. Strikes thrown don't mean nothing if you miss with those pillow hands. Plus, breaking your foot on a kicked block by Leon's elbow is a credit to him, not an excuse for you losing the fight. Learn to kick better. Regardless of what Whitaker says or thinks, Strickland was able to do what only others can dream of, and that is beat Adesanya. He was covering up for his own opinion of Colby being able to beat Leon. It was bad commentating, but we all have opinions. Every now and then, Joe can make a mistake. For all good calls he's made, he earned a few passes. Make sure to leave a comment and you might get featured in our next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss any MMA news. Check out our video from yesterday if you missed it. See you tomorrow.